right, we're here at the Yak Gear workbench, and we're going to go a little bit in depth on how we can set up a kayak for inshore and offshore fishing. I think we're going to start with the very main thing, Eric, is keeping put, staying in one spot.
Yeah, positioning is key when you're in a small craft like this. First things first, safety, PFD, VHF radio.
There you go.
But after that, you need to get on the water, you need to worry about your positioning. One great product we have to help with that is our brush gripper. I have it tied off to the front on a bow handle. This works great in our deluxe Anchor Charlie as well. I think you have one there.
Yeah, this is an Anchor Charlie. This actually goes all the way down the side of the kayak, and it'll run back and forth, so you can do all kinds of stuff with
it. You're not always going to have that option. So for this case, I just tie it off to my front bungee, and I can grab onto docks, pilings, mangroves, limbs, you name it. I've got a way to clamp on without leaning too far over. I can just reach and clamp.
That's awesome.
Really cool as well as it works with our stakeout stick. So if you'll see, it's got rope in there. So if you just put that between that and the teeth, there's no way that's going to come off. So if you don't have anything to anchor to, it's important to have that stakeout stick, which by the way does float, so you're not going to lose it if it pops out. But that gives you the option to tie off without actually having to tie off.
Right. And you can also use a mushroom anchor as well. You can bring one of those along.
Absolutely. We have mushroom anchors. We have collapsible grapnel anchors. And we even have a sand digging Bruce anchor.
Right.
You name it, we got what you need for anchoring when it comes to small craft.
Beautiful. Now I noticed that this is obviously a pedal kayak, but you've got a paddle as well.
Of course.
Always bring a paddle, because you never know if you're going to be too shallow, you can't use your pedals, or they might fail on you, and then you're stuck.
Yeah.
So always bring a paddle. What
Hope
you got
for the
there?
best, prepare for the worst.
There you go.
Yeah, if your pedals do fail or you're just too shallow to use them and you need to use a paddle, our Assassin paddle makes a great tool for the kayak. It's hooked on one side of the blade, so if you need to grab a hold of something, pull yourself in, you have that. And serrated on the opposite side for pushing off. I know you mentioned earlier, you've tried to push off with the blade and just slipped.
I've had that problem before.
Yeah.
I'm a little too heavy for the round push. Next, I see you've got some mounts over there on that side for your
Right, I actually just clicked in that paddle to our track mount paddle holder. In front of that, you'll see our transducer mount. So if you want to mount some electronics to your kayak, we got your transducer covered, as well as the display. We have display mounts for units 4 inches all the way up to 12-inch units.
What kind of one? What do you put on yours?
I have a 7-inch Garmin display.
I got you.
I just haven't quite got my mount in yet.
I got you. I got you. Well, and I noticed that you've got the ubiquitous crate storage back here, but this is a little bit different than the milk crates that I've used to seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is our newest product, the Kayak Angler Crate. What's cool about this is not only the storage, but the 1, 2, 3, 4 rod holders all the way around it.
There you go.
It's got lashings that are all quick release, so when it's time to get off the water, you can just release your crate, carry all your gear back to your truck. And again, putting it back on is just as simple. Just lash it down.
I see you got that fish stick there as well.
Another one of my favorite products is our fish stick measuring device. It floats, it's high vis, it actually comes with a Sharpie so you can mark all your slots you need to. That's important if you're gonna keep any fish or even fishing any of these CWR tournaments.
Right.
Or CPR, I should say, catch, photo, release.
Well, that rod you got up there, I want to talk about that real quick. We've got the Fenwick Elite up there, and it's a 7.6-inch rod. And you'd think you'd want a shorter rod when you're on a kayak for the storage, but that 7'6" really allows you to cast a lot further when you're sitting down. And it's got a Penn Battle 3 on there, which is got a metal body and a graphite rotor, so it's strong but light. And put a shrimp on there and you'll catch anything, like that little Savage Gear shrimp.
Long enough to reach around the bow if something's pulling you around. You gotta have that length.
Yeah, you'd think everybody would put a real short one on there, but they don't. Well, that was great, man.
Hey,
thanks a lot, Eric.
Thanks for having me.
That's a good point about going around the bow, Eric.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Longer rod certainly helps that happen.
And I think Rick's ready to get on a kayak now.
I am. I'm ready.
You are? You ready?
Let's do it.
Ready. Ready to go kayaking.